Microsoft wanted to make it easier to move files between different applications while making the file sizes smaller than those saved in the old binary formats. So back in Office 2007, they developed a new default format based on the Extensible Markup Language, or XML. This new format carries forward to the applications in the Office 2010 suite. All the Office 2010 programs, including Excel 2010, use this new file format. Files created or saved in the new format are indicated by an X in the file extension, and we're going to check this out now. Starting here in Excel 2003. If you don't have Excel 2003, you don't need to follow along with me for this part. The name of the file appears on the title bar, TT Billing Statement 3. Notice the extension is XLS. That's the old binary format. I want to do a little bit of a comparison, so I'm going to save this to the desktop. File, Save As. I'm going to select the desktop, keep the same name, TT Billing Statement 3, and click Save. Now I've got a copy on my desktop. And I can't open this same spreadsheet in both applications, so I need to close it now by going to File and then Close. Now we're going to switch over to Excel 2010. You can open that spreadsheet from your exercise files if you've got them. I'm going to go to my Backstage view by clicking the File tab and click Open. And I'm going to go directly to the desktop. And that's where I'm going to find my TT Billing Statement 3. Notice I get a little bit more information here. For example, there's the extension XLS. But I also see that it's an Excel 97 to 2003 worksheet. That's the old format. And I see the size here as well. That's going to be important in a moment. Right now, though, I'm going to select it and click Open. Now you can open yours from the actual exercise files and see what I see here. And what we really want to notice is on the title bar at the top, we do see the name TT Billing Statement 3.xls, but notice compatibility mode also appears up here on our title bar. So that means that we're working in this default compatibility mode because we're working with an older format. So some of the functionality that is new to Excel 2010 might not be available to us here working in compatibility mode, something we'll talk about in detail a little bit later on. Right now, though, I want to do that comparison I was talking about. Let's go to Backstage View, click File. We'll go to Save As, and we're going to change the format to the new format. We do that from the Save As Type dropdown, where we do see the current format, the Excel 97 to 2003, or XLS format. When we click this dropdown, you're going to see a huge long list, and we'll start way up at the top where it says Excel Workbook. There's that X I was talking about, XLSX on the end, the new XML-based format. We also have some XML-based formats for macro-enabled workbooks. This allows you to embed macros in your workbook. And when you work with a macro-enabled workbook, you'll be able to pass those along. But if you don't choose a macro-enabled workbook, you won't be able to hide those macros. And it's kind of a safety feature. You'll be prompted to either accept or reject those macros when you go to open it up. There's our XLS format, and there's also the same thing when it comes to templates, Excel templates, XLTX. And you'll see that Excel templates in the old days were just XLT extensions here. And there's a macro-enabled template as well. So let's go right to the top and choose Excel Workbook.xlsx. Make sure that it's the same folder. So if you're using your exercise files, keep it in the same folder. I'm going to go to the desktop, keeping the same name with the new extension, and click Save. Now you're going to notice that I'm still in compatibility mode even though I've got the new format. And that's just something that happens here in Excel 2010, although I'm going to have full access to the new functionality. What I really want to do is show you a little bit of a comparison. So I'm just going to go down to the Windows Start button here, and I'm going to go to my computer and click the desktop, where I've got those two files. They're identical files, spreadsheets or worksheets here in Excel. There's the original with the XLS extension. Look at the size, 66.5 KBs or kilobytes. Check out the exact same one using the new format, XLSX. We didn't make a single change to the actual content in the worksheet, but the size is much smaller. It's 36.4 KB. Almost half of the original without making a change. So that's the big advantage to the brand new format. We'll just close this up. So there you have it. With these more secure and more extensible file formats, you're going to find it easier to move your files between different applications. But you might be wondering, will those who are using older versions of Excel be able to open files created using these newer formats? Well, not always, but there are ways to stay compatible. And in the next chapter, we're going to explore saving options, compatibility mode in greater detail, the compatibility checker, and other options for staying compatible in Excel 2010.